My name is Ned Benson, and I'm the writer-director of The Disappearance of Eleanor Rigby, Them, Him, and Her.
Would you still love me if I couldn't pay for dinner?
So this is the opening scene of The Disappearance of Eleanor Rigby, Them, and actually The Disappearance of Eleanor Rigby, Him. What I was doing here was creating a long, fluid tracking shot that introduces the characters, which are Connor Ludlow, played by James McAvoy, and Eleanor Rigby, played by Jessica Chastain. And I wanted to capture an early moment of their relationship and sort of sit with them as if we were a person sitting at the table next to them, sort of overhearing what they're going through. And ultimately, Connor has just told Eleanor that he doesn't have money to pay for dinner, and she says, "Okay, figure it out, I love you, see you later," and steps out on him, and Connor realizes that he has to dash out with her. Initially, this shot had been like a 4-minute tracking shot that followed James all the way through the East Village from an ATM into the restaurant and out, but what I realized is that it was a bit superfluous, and sort of later in the editorial process, we thought it would be, my editor, the producer, and myself sort of sat with it and thought the best way to open this film that is a love story is to open it on the two characters themselves in media res. And then obviously they're running out into the street here together and into the park. This scene, in reality, years before when I first started writing the script, I was in Central Park actually on a summer night and had this beautiful moment where all these fireflies started to flare, so I wanted to recreate that in this scene, with this couple, in this moment, because it just seemed very cinematic and romantic way to start a film, and ultimately these fireflies in this moment becomes a mnemonic and something that the couple references throughout the film.
Did we lose him?
I don't know.
The crazy thing about this night, aside from the fact that we had shot this long, crazy tracking shot when they were running, that our dolly had actually fallen off the tracks and thrown our dolly grip, my DP, and another grip, which was a bit crazy. We did ultimately get a beautiful shot out of it, but before that, when we came to set up, we walked into the park, and it's very rare to have fireflies in New York City, much less Tompkins Square Park, and on the one night that we're shooting, we get these thousands of fireflies that are flaring, and that was pretty incredible. As the park ranger who was supervising the shoot said, it's very rare, and I think the night before and the night after, because we were shooting in the park then, they weren't there, or at least they were there to a much lesser extent, so we were able to capture magic that I was trying to recreate from all these years before. So that was a pretty special evening, and it was one of our last nights, or at least in our last week of shooting, so it was a pretty special way to go out.